Welcome to Counsel, the show where we explore all things masculinity through 15 portals of conversation. I'm your host, professional rugby player for Toulon in England, Kyle Sinckler. My co-host is Oliver James. Ollie has worked as a mentor with professional men within the worlds of sport, entertainment and business for the past decade. With that being said, let's get the show started. As mentioned, there are 15 portals of conversation which are all related to masculinity, which you can see on your screens right now. From there, Ollie will choose a portal, I'll initiate a question, we'll then have a conversation for around 10 to 15 minutes on an answer which directly relates to men. Look, we all know you've got things to do, so we're going to get straight to the point. But before we start, I just want to say a massive thank you to Vivo Barefoot for sponsoring the show. Check out vivobarefoot.com for all of the latest and greatest in barefoot function and fashion. My personal favourites are the Primus lights in black because you don't see the dirt. Ollie, what portal are you going for today?
Bro, didn't you say that last week?
Yeah, no, I'm just getting the groove of it. And I'm reiterating the point, like they're my favorite trainers, just in case we got some new subscribers.
I caught you off guard there, didn't I? You were like, oh.
No, it's all good. You always keep me on my toes.
You got to tell them this week, you got to tell them this week like a different shoe for a different reason. Come on, give the sponsors some credit, you know?
Yeah, I got
we love those Vivo Barefoot shoes.
No, it's true.
Okay, let's get the graphic up. Okay, what we're intrigued by today. Just have a little look at the illustrations on this round. You know what? I watched the movie Grown Ups the other day with Adam Sandler. So I'm like,
what a film! What a film!
That's funny. So number five piece Grown Ups. Let's go with that. I'm gonna see where you want to take us with that today. Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Let's do it. Clock is on. Ollie, recently we had a conversation. And you shared with me a quote. I'm going to paraphrase it, so apologies if I get it wrong, but it was something along the lines of, a man only becomes an adult, a grown man, when he takes responsibility for his time. And that resonated with me, as I'm sure it will with everyone else tuning in once you get into it. But could you kind of expand on the quote for us and explain why you feel this is the case?
Pulling that out of the closet, are we? We spoke about that like a month ago, didn't we? That's not me, obviously. I didn't say that. I'm not that wise. That was Maya Angelou who said, in fact, I don't know the quote specifically. I was just referring to a way of looking at being an adult, being truly grown. We all get older, but whether or not we become an actual grown up, I guess that's why you've called it grown ups, yeah. It is determined by whether or not we take responsibility and accountability for the time and the space that we occupy. That's what Maya Angelou said, which I thought was great. There was something we had a call on recently. My little addition to that would be the time and the space that you occupy physically. You take responsibility for it by creating value. Until you, as a man or woman, but obviously we're focused on men in this show, as a man, until you take responsibility for the time and the space that you occupy, you are not grown. We can get older, you can, again, Maya Angelou speaks about this. You can pay your bills, you can park your car nice and neatly in the lines, you can play, what's the game kids used to play when you're younger? Play, mummies and daddies and
oh yeah. With Barbie and Ken. And Ken.
You can be. I hope you didn't play with Barbie and Ken. I can't imagine you. I can't imagine you were a Barbie and Ken doll.
No, I'm just obviously just saying in general. I was more of a dinosaur man. I'm
messing with you. Actually, haven't you got a story on dinosaurs for us? I know that, mate. You going to share that?
Wait. In how it relates to grown-ups.
No, in how it relates to grown-ups. Actually, maybe you could relate to how it relates to
Well, I was taking responsibility and accountability for my time, definitely. No, cut a long story short, I literally just thought I was a dinosaur and would be like eating grass and pulling leaves out of trees. And I remember one day my mom saw me and I think she was putting shopping in the house, and I won't say exactly what she said, but she was like, "What the hell are you doing?" Like, I was like, "I'm a velociraptor or whatever." I don't know what the name is, but she was like, "Get your ass inside the house now and help me pack this shopping away." And then that kind of just killed the whole dream of me being a dinosaur.
If your mom sees you at 31 years old playing dinosaurs in the backyard, let's just clarify. You were a kid, yeah. It wasn't the other day.
No. It was a long time ago. Long time ago.
Right. So obviously you've come a long way from being a kid, but now you know. In terms of grown-ups, we all get older, and you know we can no longer kind of play dinosaurs in the yard, I guess. But we have to make a decision at some point as men to, as Maya Angelou said, take responsibility for the time and the space that we occupy. And my little addition maybe is by creating value, by adding value to the world. Until you add value to society, to the world around you, you're not growing. Because yes, you can fit into the system, you can play mummies and daddies, you can have children, you know, you can pay these kind of adult games, paying your taxes, paying your bills. It can make you feel systematically, you know, within the system, you can feel like an adult. Your face will age, you know. I mean, I'm one stressful day away from looking like Gordon Ramsay with the wrinkles and my sorry. No offense to Gordon Ramsay, you know, successful man. But
both men providing value in the world, though.
Exactly.
You know? Both men providing value.
Yeah, no hate from this end for sure. But what we're understanding here is that to be a grown-up, you have to take responsibility and accountability, time and space you occupy by creating and providing value to your community, to society, to the world. How does that sound to you?
No, I definitely would agree, Ollie. I would say since starting the work with you now for the past 5-6 years, I've kind of come to that understanding, as I'm hoping people tuning into the show now are resonating with and getting the understanding. Because before I did the work, I would assume, okay, this guy's big, he's got muscles, he plays, you know, would be professional rugby or has a family, has multiple children, so he's automatically, you know, a man. Whereas obviously what we're finding out today in core counsel is that is definitely not the case. And most of those men, like you always said to me, they have man's bodies, but they're children, you know?
Yeah, it's not, I mean, I'm not trying to belittle the masculine population, of course. Like this is subject to mentorship. If we're not, it doesn't matter how grown you are, how great your beard is, how big your muscles are, whatever it is, unless you're provided with the right mentorship as a young man from the men before us, is quite natural that you're not going to understand what it is to take responsibility and accountability for the time and the space that you occupy. You have to be taught. So there's plenty of times in my life where I've acted like a child in an adult's body. It's something that I am constantly working on day by day, ensuring that I'm maturing through the process of service to others by developing and creating, I don't want to say the word things, but, you know, projects, platforms, whatever it is, constantly obsessed with the process of taking that responsibility for the time and the space. And that is something I'm fortunate enough to have been taught by grown men before me. And now we are sitting on this camera with the purpose of teaching exactly that. And, you know, to be very clear, the way that we use this show is an absolute 100% positive platform and output for masculinity. There is, you know, we will never sit here and belittle anyone or anything like that, judge anything like that. It is, you know, just being very clear on that. Because I think that's an important thing to say. This is a positive platform for that very reason, because we're taking responsibility for what we're creating. So yes, there are lots of men who behave like adults behave like children in adults' bodies, but it's just quite simply because they haven't received the right mentorship. I'm not perfect. I'm still working on myself. I'm lucky to have received mentorship. I hope to provide that mentorship to others through my own work. And
through platforms like this.
Yeah, through platforms like this, it's the purpose of its creation. So yeah. Any that's stimulating anything else for you?
Yeah, no, and just in terms of providing value, Ollie,
that's a good point.
Could you touch on how a man goes along on that journey to find out what he should be providing value in? Because I'm sure there'll be many men tuning into the show and they might have a job, but it might not fulfill them, and they might say, okay, is it providing value to the community? They don't really know. So it's like, if they want to go on this journey and provide true value to the community and service to others, like what does that journey look like?
Yeah, that's certainly what matures you or gives you growth, is finding that answer to what it is that you are uniquely designed to do to provide value. The word I would say here is so the word gene, if I say the word gene to you, Gene, that is that's your DNA. Now, where do you find your genes? Your DNA, where is it stored?
In your body?
Yeah, yes, yeah.
Come on, man. No, but I don't know. You never know. You're like, you know.
I like to play, but I was being serious. It's within.
Yeah.
So the answer as to what you are meant to be doing in the world is found within you. Your genius. So the word genius is derived from the word Genes.
Okay.
Genius. You're genius if you're a genius because you've unlocked your own DNA. You've unlocked your own internal compass, your own genetics. So everything that you need to know as to what lights you up, the fire in your belly, or gives you a 100% aha gut response of yes. To know that, you have to tune into yourself. If you're sitting in a job you hate, and you're not providing value, and you feel like you're just paying the bills, paying your taxes, parking your car in between white lines, acting like an adult, but not truly maturing, but truly growing by becoming a man who provide value through the time and the space that you don't feel like you're being responsible and accountable to them. My suggestion would be to find what lights you up within by way of when you think of an idea of what you want to be doing, does it give you that aha gut response? Like if I talk to my niece and I say, you want to eat this, and she goes, because she's still like, she's only like 6, 5, 6, something like that. So, she's still tuned into her gut response. The world hasn't conditioned her yet. She's not thinking with her mind like, I should eat healthy or I should eat junk food. She's like, I just don't want that. Okay, well, do you want to eat this? Do you want to eat this? And she's like, She says, it's like,
I can relate to that.
Yeah. So that gut response, whenever you think about what you want to be doing compared to what you are doing because you think you should be doing it to pay the bills, etc., go with the feeling of this is what I want to be doing. This is what lights me up. I promise you that internal sensation will guide you to what it is that's going to mature you, give you the tests, the trials, tribulations, the challenges that will lead to your satisfaction and your success as a grown man.
Yeah. Ollie, thank you as always, my man. Ollie, thank you for your insight, your knowledge, and your experience in our episode on Core Counsel today. Guys, make sure you hit that subscribe button to keep up to date with all the latest episodes on our YouTube channel, and don't forget to hit that like button also. Please follow us on all our social media platforms. If you like what you heard from Ollie and want to learn more, visit saveyourworld.com and follow Save Your World on Instagram. It is truly a pleasure for us to be of service to you. Thank you for your support thus far. We'll catch you next episode. Bye for now.